is! Welcome! Welcome to planet 4546b. And more particularly, welcome to Subnotic, an underwater research facility. I hope the drop from Aurora 2 went smoothly. I always seem to get hemorrhoids from that. Anyway, research on this planet, however, doesn't come without risk. The last researcher got blown up by a crashfish. I had to laugh so hard. All the bits and pieces everywhere. Oh well, the fish were hungry, so it was easy cleanings. The reason why Aurora 2 has dropped you on this planet is because we need your help researching the plants and fish on this planet. The plants are rather easy to research. We just built some plant beds and we're growing the corals on them, which we can easily research. However, the fish, particularly this one, with his stupid smiling face and his awfully round body. Yeah, the fish are a real issue on this planet. I mean, look, this happened last week. It makes me so angry. Do you know how expensive it is to get a glass window this particular size to this bloody planet? So, why don't you hop on a seamoth and go check it out? See what's out there. Explore a little bit. Live your life. Just don't get blown up by a crashfish like the previous researcher. Or get bit in half by a bone shark. Or electrocuted by a jelly ray. Or even worse. No, it's totally fine out there. Nothing to worry about. So hop on a seamoth and go to the other base, check it out and report back to me. Easy as, right? Cool. See you later. In pieces. Look, I can't even swim. How am I supposed to survive on this planet? Here, I'll teach you. Oh, you really can't swim. Talking about swimming, this Reaper Leviathan still needed a body, and in the previous episode we made the face and animated it all, but it needs a body, so I gave it a body. Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest of them all? Definitely not this one. I really have to get content insurance. Really try to channel my inner techie 3D. You know what I'm talking about. Try to animate the tail of this jelly ray, but I just could not get it to work. So I ended up putting my jelly rays on a rotational animation piece. I just have it swim around that way. Unfortunately, the tail didn't work out, but it still looks alright. This is the end result. I just added 3 of these jelly rays swimming around. Then I had the important task to finish the coaster design, and I wanted this design to be made in the way where you don't have too much speed entering the station, which means a good fine balance between length of track and excitement. So I think I found a good middle ground by making the track this way. So now it goes up over the rocks, comes back to the left, makes another turnaround flippity floop, and then the floopity floops right back into the station. Nice. Very nice. I then placed down some rocks for a change. And then I also placed down some pathing. Other than that, not very interesting. So let's get it over with. Some people say I rock. I have a rock solid foundation in life. When I smell, they tell me to use some more deodorant. While I listen to hard rock and drink rum from the rocks, that's when I really feel down to earth. Oh my god! It's looking so good so far. Oh my god! Sorry. And then I built a little arrival platform and I put down some fences on it and some supports. I also placed down some rocks. Yay! Particularly more spiky rocks in this case. I wanted this side of the blueprint to have a little bit of a spiky, rocky situation, I guess. So as you can see, I'm putting a lot of these tall spiky rocks in. So it's a little bit different than the rocks I've placed so far. I quite like it.
Nice.
I really wanted to have a wide variety of things on the ocean floor, where this would be. So you're pretty much in the game swimming around in your seamoth, trying to discover things. And every now and then you see really big skeletons from these leviathans. There's different types, but in generally I just made these general looking bone structure, not particularly of any type. Yeah, and I thought it just looks cool to pass through in your seamoth. The other thing I did to bring in a little bit of realism is having some of these nettings under the coaster over the pathing, so in case you're in your coaster, carrying your phone, trying to make a selfie to send to mom while you're riding this coaster, and you lose your phone and it falls on someone's face, and then yeah, you get an ugly face from that, and that's not something that you want. So yeah, realism and such. Very nice. Then I really wanted to have a crashed seamoth, particularly if you're in the second phase and you encounter the Reaper Leviathan. They're known for attacking seamoth, so I really felt like I couldn't get away with not having a crashed seamoth. So I added some effects to it, so it looks like it's been attacked. And I also added some cracks to it, as you can see here. And I painted the cracks black, so it looks a little bit better, in my opinion. Then I have another tip from the smith. Very advanced Planco 2 scale. If you sink in these wall rock pieces, it makes it look like rubble. So if you need to build rubble, I'd highly recommend sinking in some of these fence pieces. It looks really good. I then was going to make a life pod. Life pods are pods that come from the Aurora 1, which is the big ship in the game that falls out of the sky. It's like a little escape pod, and that's how they land on the oceanic planet. But notice here that I'm building on a animation piece, and I've got its settings at mirrored. And if you build a piece mirrored, it gets mirrored to the left and to the right. So you build one piece on the left, it gets mirrored to the right, and then it only counts as one piece. So it's a really good way to save on your piece count. So with a low piece count, you get to make really cool builds and highly detailed without spending too many pieces on it. So that's the reason why I'm building on an animation piece. Anyway, back to the life pod. So yeah, these life pods are scattered through the game, and then you discover blueprints and tools in these things. So I thought it would be very necessary to have these life pods spread across the map. So yeah, although they don't look the same, they look rather similar, and I was happy with the end result. So here I'm placing down the life pod on this corner, and I just thought it looked really nice in place there, so I'm very happy.
Nice.
But Book, that wasn't even funny. Sorry. I then slowly started to bring the pathing together with the rocks and the environment, and started putting down a little bit more detail with everything. So I first started with the mushroom forest. And as you can see, I did nothing but placing down rocks. How unique. I highly recommend wearing an extra pair of underwear for the next snapbill. Now I always tend to incorporate pathing and my guests with the whole experience, and that means that my pathing is always nicely integrated with my blueprint. And this blueprint is nothing different from previous blueprints, so with this blueprint as well, I spend a little bit of time on incorporating my pathing nicely with the blueprint and the coaster. So wherever you walk, there's something nice to see. I then came to the realization that I was actually missing using one of the fish that I made in episode 2. You remember this episode here? This fish, this particular one? Yes. Oh my god, I hate him so much. Well, this is a crashfish and they're known to explode in your face if you get too close to them. So I needed them to be nicely incorporated in this blueprint. And what other way best to do it is by making him blow up in your face. But first I needed to build a place on that he can blow up. So I built a little destroyed base section, which you can see here. And then later on I animate the crashfish exploding and flying right into this building. But you'll see later what that looks like. But for now, this is what the exploded base looks like. Quite happy with this. And I really like how the coaster passes through. Oh, Boogie! I'm so satisfied. Onwards and upwards. There's no time to waste, we still have lots to build, so let's keep going. I'm placing down here a new life pot again. And that's in this little grassy area that you see here, me working on. So the life pots in the game are spread across the map and you try to find them. So I thought I'll change the life pot, put it down here and incorporate it nicely with the blueprint. So this is life pot number 7. It's been at the bottom of the ocean for quite a while, as you can see. It's full with cracks and it's also covered in moss. These decals that Planet Coaster 2 gave us, they are really something special. They really allow you to incorporate your blueprint with the environment, and in my case I have a story to my blueprint. It really completes that storytelling part of your blueprint. So yeah, super happy with it. I am really trying my best to incorporate all the different types of biomes that you can find in Subnautica. And one of the biomes I haven't made yet in Subnautica is the kelp forest. And the kelp forest is known for having lots of creeper vines and stalkers. Although I didn't make the stalker in this blueprint, I did make the creeper vine, so the creeper vines will mainly be based here. So after placing down a handful of rocks, as usual, I started placing down the creeper vines, playing around a little bit with height. And because I had 2 different types of creeper vine plants, I could really make some really tall ones and small ones and incorporate the pathing even better with the blueprint. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I then started theming that big window in the queue that you see when you arrive inside the queue, the underground area. So there's a big window there and I wanted to make a little scenery thing with peepers swimming around and also a crashfish hiding in the corner and some minerals. So yeah, I really wanted to make like a little museum area from this, indicating what is what that you see me doing here. But then it really ruined the atmosphere of the blueprint. So I decided not to go ahead with it, but still have some of the things on display there. So yeah, I however unfortunately forgot to record a snap build for this, so I'm very sorry. But let's keep continuing. I then had to bring some life into the most hated fish from the game, the crashfish. And like I said before, when you come too close to them, they swim at you and they explode. So that's what I'm trying to make here. I'm trying to animate this fish and then make it explode on the impact. Which means I had to put an explosive thingy in the fish. I made it in a way that it explodes into the seamoth that's crashed there on the side. And then I have the crashfish hidden behind a rock. So that when you get launched upwards, you see the crashfish just flying next to you into the seamoth. So yeah, quite nice. And just another thematic thing that makes the whole blueprint come alive. And also a funny reference to the game. Look, for crying out loud, let us see what it looks like when it's animated. Well, you're gonna have to wait till the POV in the end. Or, when you press subscribe right here at the bottom right corner on that little icon, it might just appear in your inbox. It's magic. Do you know what else is magic? My farts. Every time I seem to do one, the room empties out and I'm just by myself. It's like a magic wand making everyone disappear when it gets too much. Anyway, jokes aside, there has been crashfish detected in the vicinity of the research facility. It's red with yellow dots and you gotta watch out for them. If you get too close to them, they will explode. So yeah, I made this warning sign and obviously it's referring to the crashfish. Talking about crashfish, I placed down a couple of these bastards around the exploded base just for theming. And then I animated another crashfish that swims at you and explodes just in front of you as you make your way through the broken down base. I really don't mind blowing up these fish because they're just so annoying, and one less makes the world a better place. Screw you, crashfish! Now I still had to theme the top of the blueprint where I put down lifepod 5, and I decided to turn this into a little research facility outpost with a little garden that is growing coral. In the game you can also grow outdoor coral gardens that you can then research. So yeah, I decided to put that little piece of game back into my blueprint. So the first thing I had to build was a little pathway from one base to the middle on top of the rocks. Look, you haven't showed us a snap bolt in so long, I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. Okay, the next couple are pretty good, I promise. So after placing down the platforms, I really wanted there to be some kind of structure, which is what I'm working on here. So you see me placing the structure down. Then I also made some pipes and decorated the whole area. I really didn't want this to be completely empty, so that's the reason why I made a little, I guess, water science tower or something. So yeah, this is what it looks like after I finished it. I then built the garden beds from which I will be growing the coral. Yeah, don't really have anything to say about it other than they're really nice looking garden beds. And they got soil in them and different types of coral growing on them so that they can research them. That's the whole purpose of the coral in the game. You use it to make different blueprints and stuff and research the flora and fauna. And that's what I wanted this blueprint to be all about. Book, you told us the snap bolts were gonna be good, but this good? Oh my god! I can't control my excitement! Wait until you see the end. That's gonna be exciting. Because really, all there really is to do is decorate. So I'm not going to annoy you or bother you with my decorations. What I did instead is I made a little compilation of snap builds, especially for you guys. So I hope you enjoy. I also made a really funny sushi shop, but I'll show you soon. And there we have it. Oh, I am so happy with the end result. It's turned out to be a decent blueprint. Because I just got everything going. But yeah, it's turned out to be a decent sized blueprint. I'm super happy with the layout. If you look from the top, you can see we've got a couple of different biomes. We've got like the mushroom forest with the jelly rays swimming around. We've got some of the kelp forest here. So you've got some kelp forest area. And then we've got the corals, which is here. Look at the car going by. We got some of the corals, all the different types of fish from the game, all recreated. And we've got obviously the bases. In the game you can build your own base. So we've got a little area where the base is. Made a little pathway on top here. Farming some coral, which is also part of the game. We've got the coaster coming by, really cool. There's lots of little nooks and crannies. Lots of things happening. Fishes swimming around. There's a lot of life in the blueprint, movement and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's walk the path a little bit. Let's walk the side. I'm just gonna do this, and then we can walk the path. And then look at everything, and then we jump on the queue, which is also all finished. And then we ride the coaster. So yeah, it's like I said, there's so many little nooks and crannies, and the pathing is really nicely integrated. We've got little netting here so that when the car comes over, you don't get yourself hurt or something. A little bit of realism. We've got some bones there, which looks really cool. All these big mushroom trees. Yeah, it's I'm so happy with it. Look at this jelly race swimming around. I tried to theme the tails, animate them, but I couldn't with the pieces that I had. It was very, very difficult. It's so cool, this multiverse coaster. You can change the angles of the cars while like when it rides, you can rotate the cars, which is really cool. You'll see that later on. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. Yeah, really cool. There's I don't even know what to say, honestly. You've seen the build. It's quite complex. A lot of little nooks and crannies, like I said, and yeah, this is the kelp forest with all these fishes. I mean, they swim in front of your car as you pass by, which is really cool. And you can see the little fish swimming around, going all the way up there, which is really cool. And you can go through here, look through the windows. You can see everything happening. And here. And here you go. Yeah, look, this is a cool view. There's so many good views in this place. Here you go into the sushi shop. I got some funny things on the walls. It says, "This place is off the scales." Get it? Mommy? Sorry, I had to pay the bills. It's gonna be sushi. And then if it ain't fresh, it's trash. And then we've got these poor fish hanging from the chain. Jelly ray cut up, tail is gone. Obviously the freshest sushi is straight from the ocean. So that's where this sushi comes from. Straight from what's swimming around. Got some equipment here. Nice vibes. Yeah. Walk around here. We've got these life pods. Also, like, they've got like little bits of moss on them and all that sort of stuff. Some rubble underneath. So the life pods in the game, if you are you spawn and you're stranded, pretty much you crashed on the planet, and you spawn into these life pods. These life pods, they drop from the Aurora, which is the big spaceship, and the Aurora has crashed on the planet as well. And then these life pods are all scattered around the planet. So we're just gonna follow some of these guys and open the queue. Got these blood crawlers. I hate them so much. So many little good views, and you can see the people walking there, which is really cool. I'm kind of hoping that the coaster car is gonna come by now. You'll see the moment I pass here, it's gonna come by. Oh, do I hear it? No. Hello! Welcome, welcome. Ah. We got a little peeper swimming around. Subnotic. And this is a seamoth. Come on! Give me a coaster. Just for the views. Yes. That was nice. Alright, well, this is a queue. So we're underneath the... all worked into the rocks. Got a little area here where people swimming around. Spadefish there. And there's a crashfish. The crashfish are very annoying. It says here as well. Warning. Crashfish detected in the vicinity of the base. Avoid at all costs to prevent destruction of a valuable research facility. It's a red fish with yellow dots. They explode when frightened. So it's this one. He's smiling now, but in the game, if you get close to it, it starts screaming and it blows, like it swims at you and it blows up. It's a very scary fish. Got some barnacle. Very nice barnacles. Yeah, gasopod there, swimming and farting because he secretes gas. And then when you swim in it, it's toxic. And then you come out of here. Oh, nice views. Yeah, very nice. We got some good views here. So much to see. I don't know where to look. And then we go here. And then we're gonna pop in here. This is the moon pool. The moon pool is an underwater submersible storage facility. And there the best experience is view seat 2. So yeah, without further ado, here is the final result of the ghost town. Alright, and that's it. Oh, I'm so happy with the end result. Both the POV day and night really look really cool. Particularly at night's my favorite. There's so much to see. This is, I just wanted to walk the exit, and you can see this is the live pod here again. So now I'm gonna go in floaty modus. I call it floaty mode. And check out a little bit from this way, this angle. As you can see, these crashfish has really done some damage. Bastards. Here you can go, there goes another one. So like I said, the crashfish, they blew up this base here. And it's a complete mess. Here's one waiting for you to blow you up. So much to see here, honestly. And we've got another crashfish here. Just gonna fast forward this until one comes out of the base. There we go. Here comes one. And then it flies into here. So they make a little bit of a like a dolphin sound. A little bit like that. Yeah, this is a bit of an overview. You got all these, it's nicely integrated. You got lots of pathing going over and underneath. And then you got here, you've got the, what do you call it? Drop track. Here we go. And as you can see, I animated the water with the coaster car. And you can see, so when you're inside, it looks like you're really above water. It looks really nice and blue. But as you drop through, like this, I didn't want this to happen, where you see this. So I animated the water piece with the drop track, so that when the drop track drops, the water piece drop as well. And then you see this. You see the fishes swimming around. Just gonna fast forward so you can see here. Fishes swim away from you, and then the seamoth swims by. You got a little trigger sequence here, and that crazy shark coming at you is quite scary. And then here you got the crashfish exploding into the base. And then you come out through there. Go under there. And you go into the base. Here is a decompression chamber, so all the water gets sucked out of the chamber. Otherwise you'll flood the base. And then here you go into that underground water section. This looks really cool. Here he is. Oh, I'm quite happy with how this animatronic worked out. And then the door opens, and then you slide out. You go through the bones. Go this way. I'm just gonna follow it because it looks cool. Over the mushroom trees, and then you dive down. Over the broken down base, and over here, down there, through there, and then you go back into the base, and that's it. That's the whole blueprint. It's been quite a job, to be honest. Let's check it out at night. I'm very happy with the lighting, how that worked out. I have a little quick tour around as well at night. But look at this. Look how nicely lit it is. It really looks like an underwater area. Lots to see. Again, live pods there. In the sushi shop on the in the dark, it looks quite nice as well. Got the coaster coming through. The coaster has lights itself, so it always looks at whatever it looks like is lit up as well. Just gonna go through here. You can see the base here, the crashfish. Boom. And then the mushroom forest looks so nice. I added some extra blue lights here just to light it up a little bit. But look at this. What a view. Oh, I'm so happy how that turned out. Oh, and this underground section, the fish swim away. You've got these little pieces of coral everywhere. And then here's the base. It's an empty base, but that's quite alright. I had no pieces left and I couldn't cut anything else. But it's quite alright. This is just a living quarters to store, where you can store things. This is the kelp forest that looks really nicely lit. I'm so happy with the nighttime lighting. It really shines at night. And this is a bit of an overview in the dark. Yeah. Whoa, I'm a little bit speechless. This project has been incredibly fun to make, and yeah, I'm kind of sad that it's over, to be honest. But with things ending, also new things start, and I've got some really cool ideas for our theme park, Boogie Woogie Wonderland, that we're working on. So make sure you go and check that out. And that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed the building series of this blueprint. It's now on the workshop, so go check it out. Another thing that's on the workshop is going to be this. My Subnautica themed pack. So all the minerals, all these minerals, together with all the fish that I made. Obviously the seamoth. Come back here, you seamoth. So there we go. The seamoth will be back. And then obviously some of these plants, I'll put them in as well. And some other props that I made. I'll put those into, like the life pods will go in. And all that sort of stuff. So make sure you check this out too if you want to build something Subnautica themed. And with that, I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll hope to see you in the next episode. I don't know what it will be. Maybe a new project, maybe building on the park. Probably we will be building on the park, because I've got so many cool ideas. And yeah, there it goes again. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and allows me to build better quality things like this in the future by maybe hoping I can work 4 days a week. But oh well, we'll see how things go. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.